Hello, and thank you for taking a brief moment to watch an overview of our Donor Advised Fund platform. This is the experience that donors get when they log into their Donor Advised Fund platform. Of course, it will be branded to your DAF. The look and feel will be yours. They can see their fund balance, their investment allocation. This depends on the nature of your custodian and the setup that you have, of course. Anybody else on their account, such as a other signing authority, their advisor, any upcoming grants, their impact that they've made. We have a much more visual way to display their impact in another view that I'll show you in a moment. Any recent grants that they've made. From here, recommending a grant is easy. They click recommend a grant. Their recent searches will appear here. We have all of Canada's 86,000 charities. We sync every 5 weeks with the CRA, so the charities are always up to date. Any revoked charities are pulled from the list. They can see trust signals there, select the grant amount. These settings are defaulted from here, so recognize the charity, any special instructions, advantage attestation. Once that's selected, just confirming that they are not receiving a benefit from the gift, they can hit submit grant, and they get a little confirmation. From there, they can go back to My Giving, and you can see a few other views on the platform. They can see the recurring and scheduled gifts. This is any upcoming recommendations that they have. They can, of course, go to contribute. This is highly customizable based on the nature of the Donor Advised Fund, because DAFs have all different ways that you can contribute to their DAF. Statements and receipts is as you would expect, and the rest is fairly straightforward. Now for a quick flyover of the DAF administrator view. This is a clean list of all of the funds you have in your DAF, broken down by firm if you're a multi-firm DAF provider, or a single list if you're a single firm DAF provider. Depending on your roles and access setup, you can click into a single fund and you can see all of their activity, any successors named on their account, key dates and reminders, internal notes, any documents that you have. We are building out a bequest module as well, that you'll be able to see there as well. Depending again on your roles and access, you might be able to take specific actions on their account right from there, such as recommend a grant. This is duplicated as well in the advisory view. Back to accounts and roles and access. This is where we just configure all of this at the setup point. Disbursement quota is just a clean list and area that you can see how you are on track for or exceeding your disbursement quota for the given year. If you scroll down, we are also building out a way for you to see, and you can see it in a different view, any accounts that need any particular attention or nudges based on their disbursement quota. Transactions and audit, this just shows you a complete list of any activity happening on WellFunded on the Donor Advised Fund platform. It's important to note that WellFunded does not serve as the book of record. We merely display the transactions that are happening. So for example, we would sync in with your accounting system or your custodian via APIs. Of course, we would be displaying any transactions happening or any activities happening on the platform. We can go into that more on a follow-up call. Reports and statements. This is our reporting center, so you can create all different types of customized reports and generate them in the format that makes sense for you. Fee configuration. This is if you need to configure any basic fees on a per account level. And that basically concludes a very fast flyover of the administrator view. Over now to the Disbursement Hub. This is how we are helping donor advised funds across Canada get money out to charities faster with greater security and greater ease. So disbursements work in batches. You can add to an existing batch if you haven't deployed it yet, or of course you can create a new batch. Disbursement requests to grant out to a charity, of course, come in all different flavors and types. Donors may call in, they may send an email. If you're using our full donor advised fund platform, they may just come in through the platform, in which case they sync in automatically. If you're just using our donor advised fund disbursement platform as a standalone tool, there's other ways that we can sync in. Regardless, I've just clicked into an open batch and we're going to add a grant recommendation. You can search for the charity. We're going to go Calgary Food Bank, search from the list of fund holders, add the amount, the disclosure recommendations. These will be defaulted to the fund holder at the time of setup, any messages, and we're going to go to add grant recommendation. And now we've added that to the Calgary Food Bank. There's two now grant recommendations for the Calgary Food Bank. The disclosure recommendations are there, and they require a board approval based on our initial setup. So for board approvals, what happens is that we will then generate the document required, basically the board minutes based on your template. And this little tool here will allow you to send out a e-signature request via Dropbox sign to the signatories on the account. They will then receive that email, they can sign it digitally, send you back a PDF, and once you upload the PDF here, this will, it doesn't work on the demo, but this will then be ungrayed out and allow you to go to review and queue. Review and queue then shows you a clean list of all of the grants you are making, and you can then select queue for processing. When you select queue for processing, it's going to give you a final confirmation, yes, queue for batch, and disbursement queued. What happens there is that we will then generate the required file to send securely to your custodian, and then we will begin the process of pinging your custodian to confirm delivery of those funds to the charities, to the qualified donees. And as that process happens, because it doesn't happen all at once, we will provide confirmation back to you, back to the charities, and back ultimately, depending on your settings, to the fund holders, so that the fund holders know, okay, these funds have reached the charities, you know that these funds have reached the charities, and the charities know that there's funds in their account. We have a charity login where they can download the information that they receive, if that's an option, any customized grant recommendation letters, and a bit more. Really quickly, because I skipped over this, you can see here at a glance any of the donors on your system. If you're just using the EFT tool, this is particularly helpful. You can just view a quick list of the donor, their disclosure preferences here, their advisor relationship, and any grants that they have made. Bank accounts just shows you any of the bank accounts that you've linked to our platform. This is just as it relates to sending the required disbursement file securely to that custodian or to that bank account. The key benefit with the Disbursement Hub is that charities upload their bank account or banking information once to WellFunded. That gets verified through a third party through the Open Banking Network. And then all donor advised funds on the network share that banking data. We don't ever see the money, we don't ever touch the money, and we don't ever actually even see the banking data. If there's a charity that we don't yet have the banking data on, that specific charity will move into a pending state while a well-funded staff member goes and collects that banking data. Once that banking data is gathered, it moves back into that disbursement batch for disbursement. That represents the fund holder platform, the administrator view, and the EFT Disbursement Hub. Thanks so much for your interest in our Canadian-built donor advised fund platform.